Hello everybody, welcome back. Now today we're not doing the rules of co-parenting. Today we're actually, because it's back to school time, we're going to do something back to school. We are covering how to deal with bullies and other issues that your children will be dealing with in every grade from grade school clear up to high school. We're going to be covering a few of those rules on how us as parents need to handle them, because there are certain do's and don'ts in that, because you can actually mess with your kid more than the bullies are if you're not careful. I know my glasses are very reflective. I didn't feel like wearing my contacts today. Now, the first one is, of course, grade school. Grade school is easy. The kid goes and tells the teacher. If the teacher doesn't deal with it, then they can come to you. You go deal with the teacher. If the teacher does not deal with it, then you go to your vice principal or your principal. And that's how that one's solved. And normally the principal will bring both children in, and there'll be a mediation to figure out how this can be prevented from happening again, at least in current times. That does not mean you will know anything that happens with the other child. Even if your kid is the bully or whatever, you're not going to know. All you're going to know is they're trying to take care of it. And in a lot of cases, the teacher's hands are kind of tied due to rules and regulations. There's a lot of things with the rules that are in school systems right now that cannot be told to the parents. Sorry, it's no longer, oh, Bobby was getting picked on by Susie, or Susie was getting picked on by Bobby. We've already taken care of it. This is what we've done. There's no more of that in any grades. Now, we're moving up to junior high. Junior high, on the other hand, your child, and this is going to be hard for them because they're not going to want to tattle. They're not going to want to tell on their classmates. Your child has to go to their counselor or vice principal. They have to. As a parent, you can't do anything until after they've already gone. And if they've already gone and tried to take care of the situation themselves, that's when you step in. Normal protocol, like in Oklahoma schools, period. If you're having an issue, you go to the vice principal. The counselors are for the kids. You go to the vice principal. If the vice principal is not able to handle it, you go to the principal. If the principal is not able to address the situation, then you go to the superintendents. I see a lot of times parents going to the news media. All that's going to do is embarrass the crap out of your kid and make you look dumb on TV, because the news station will cut it so you don't look like you really know what you're talking about. I've seen it before. But you have to let your children stand up for themselves first. I know it's hard, but when they become junior high kids, they've got to start standing up for themselves. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They've got to start doing it. High school is the exact same as junior high. And you go to the vice principal, then you go to the principal. The counselors are there to deal with education and psychological well-being, not who's picking on who. This is where we get into the interesting part of this. Now, unlike when we were kids, we could escape from bullying. All we had to do is go home. With social media and everything else, kids don't have a safe outlet anymore. If a kid is being picked on at school, they are more likely being picked on even outside of school, on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, you name it, they can be picked on it. This does not mean that these are bad outlets or anything like that. It means parents, bullies parents and being bullied parents, need to be more active in their child's life. And a lot of bullying comes from home. Just because a child seems to have it all does not mean they have it all. In fact, most of the time it means there are issues at home. There can be pressures to look a certain way. There can be pressures to act a certain way. There can be all kinds of reasons why these children act out the way they do. It's up to us as parents to make the difference for the child. Making the difference for the child will go a long way. Teaching your child to be respectful of everyone for any reason is a much easier way to get results than to teach them intolerance. And I'm sorry, a lot of parents teach intolerance. We'll go that I was at a grocery store not too long ago, and I was dressed in my work clothes. Did not look very good because I work in a hospital. Okay, I don't like my work uniform. I hate it, but that's okay. You're not supposed to really like your uniform. Now, I was standing in line getting ready to pay for my groceries. I have a woman behind me, and I had a lot of groceries. I'll admit it, I had a lot of groceries. And this woman's talking to her children and goes, "Oh, that's what white trash looks like." And I'm just like, excuse me? I'm white trash. Okay, I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a minute. Well, this lady keeps it up and keeps it up, telling her children that's why we don't deal with white trash. And she informed me that I must have just got my food stamps. I make too much money for food stamps. I'm not going to be able to get food stamps. Plain simple, not going to be able to get them. And these kids are kind of embarrassed about what their mom's doing because we're sitting in line, and apparently she thought I was going to get out a food stamp card to pay for my $130 worth of groceries, which to some of you that probably doesn't sound like a lot, but for me and places I go, that's a lot of groceries. That's like 3 weeks worth of groceries for my family. I love shopping. I love finding ways to find food for cheap, but that's about 3 weeks worth of food for me. It's $120. So I'm purchasing all my chicken, and I think I had like a pork loin and a few other things. And this lady just keeps going on about me being white trash. And that's why they don't deal with whites. And I'm looking at her going, "Oh, oof," as my daughter would say, "oof," which was kind of funny. And so I looked back at her and I said, "Well, I'm sorry. I'm actually paying from my paycheck to get this food. I'm paying from my paycheck, the money that I work and earn." And she's in like nasty shoes. Oh God, the shoes were so bad. I love shoes, and these I would not pay 2 cents for. And so I'm sitting there. It's one of these grocery stores that you bag your own groceries and stuff. And so I'm getting my bag, and I bring out my debit card and put it in the chip reader and pay for my groceries. And she's like, "That face, yeah, that's perfect face for that." And so I'm sitting here bagging all my groceries to put them in my cart. She has all junk food, not a single bit of anything healthy. No vegetables, no lean meats, no nothing. It's all like hamburger helper, prepackaged meals and stuff like this. Stuff that has so much added sodium, it's horrible for you, even though they try to say it's good for you. We'll go into that on a different video on how to read actual labels, because it might surprise you how healthy your healthy food are. It might surprise you a lot. So she's sitting there getting all her food, and she whips out a food stamp card. This woman that was just calling me white trash, thinking I had food stamps, brings out a food stamp card. And I look at her and I go, "Oh, well, that's a food stamp card, dear. I don't have one." And she's just huffing because all she had was junk food. nothing substantial for her babies, nothing real healthy for her children. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, my kids would not know what to do if they ate like that. So she sat there and called me something that I'm not going to say because I don't want to be labeled a bad channel. But she called me something else, and I'm like, oh, a racist. So yes, white people can be prosecuted against. And I'm not even full white, so it's actually kind of funny. And my kids are mixed of everything, and my husband's Mexican. So think about it. But according to her, uh, I'm the bad person because skin tone. She informed me that I must have owned slaves. No, I can't even agree with slavery. So this can even happen inside schools. Um, Kids these days have a lot of pressure uh, to conform to what society deems as normal. Don't make your children conform. Let your children be who they are. If your kid wants to go to school in a tie and looks all snazzy every day, let them. If your kid wants to go to school wearing polka dotted shirts and stuff, and let them. If your kid wants to wear a Pokemon shirt, let them. If your kid wants to dress all black, guess what? I did when I was younger. You don't always turn out the same way you dress in high school. Just think of things that you used to do that you no longer do. Kids all go through stages. Kids are going to hate their parents at one point or another. But the thing is, in every situation, you still have to have your kids back, especially going through these high school and junior high years. They're very difficult on the kids. I don't know how many times my daughter's either called me or come home sad because her friends are having issues. And there's no one there for her friends to talk to. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this channel, is because there's a lot of kids out there that aren't getting the help that they need, aren't getting the support that they need at home. These days, kids need all the support that they can get, every bit of it, because life is different. This mass media, YouTube, all this has really changed the way kids view life. And as parents, we have to be ready for those changes. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how young you are, it doesn't matter married, single, you have to be ready to have your kids back. Yes, kids do stupid things, but they need support. Parents do stupid things. So we all need to support each other in everything we do. Now, as always, there is a link down below to my GoFundMe to help my husband and I have a child together. That way you guys can watch me be a hormonal mess and watch what it's like to be almost 40 or 40 and going through IVF, working and raising and co-parenting 2 children with another person. You guys get to watch all that. So please like, subscribe, click below, help us out, and enjoy your day. And always remember, be positive for your kid. Thank you.